Aloha coconuts, it's Leah, and today we're going to chat really quickly about the Fenty Bomb Baby Mini Lip and Face Set. I picked this up a couple days ago from Sephora. I'm really into these mini sizes where I'm not really sure if I'm going to love the product, so I just like to grab a small size for a much less amount of money and see if I like it and see if I want to go ahead and try the full size. For example, I got the Pamper and Prep set from Tarte, which included the Maracuja oil, as well as an eye cream and an H2O Boost moisturizer. Again, this would have cost me $60 to buy the full size without knowing anything about it or how it reacted to my skin. So I've had this, I've been using it probably for 2 weeks, and I've barely used any of it. So for me, this is like a really good way, again, a really good way to try out different products that maybe I don't want to spend $60 on the full size, but I'm happy to spend. I think that kit was $20 or $26 for the 3 products, which I'll definitely, based on how much I've used in 2 weeks, I'll be able to get like 2 or 3 months worth out of. So that's worth it to me. So anyway, so I just wanted to talk really quickly about the amounts that you get, because for me it's like sometimes you think you buy a smaller amount and it's probably, say, like price per ounce or price per mil. It's going to be a lot higher. So you end up, yeah, you buy the mini size and you want to try it out, but it's like, are you actually spending more money to try the smaller size? It's like buying something, you know, prepackaged versus something in bulk. So I did the math because I'm a math nerd, and it's actually really, really good. So for half the price, you end up getting about the same amount. It's like the exact same price per ounce, like 0.008 or something. So that was really exciting for me. Okay, so just to compare the sizes a little bit, I'm just opening up the package. It's got that nice sort of velour type feel to it. The full size of the Kilowatt highlighter is $42 Canadian, but you do get 2 shades. You get Mean Money as well as Hustler Baby, and the full size is 0.24 ounces. The mini size is 0.07, so it's about a third. You get about a third of the product in terms of the highlighter. Now for the Gloss Bomb, in the full size, you get 0.3 ounces, and in this little mini size, you get 0.18. So it's actually, it's over half. So you do get less than a third of the highlighter in terms of the full size versus the mini, but you do get over half of what's in the full size in the mini size. So it works out, like I said, it is the same price per ounce to buy the minis instead of buying the full size. So for me, that's really good because it's the same value. All right, my face is all complete except for highlighter. I did want to leave this till the very end to apply it. I used it yesterday. It's pretty. It's a gold highlighter. I'm not like going crazy about it, but it does swatch really nicely. And I do have a couple other highlighters like the Wet n Wild one, the gold one, as well as the Amrezy that I'm going to do a little bit of comparisons to because I'm kind of curious just to see how many different gold tones there are and how different can they be and how differently can they swatch. So we're going to go ahead and look at that in a couple of minutes. So okay, so let's just hop right into this little highlighter here and we'll do a quick swatch. It's beautiful. I'm sure you've all seen it. It's got the Fenty Beauty. I do want to mention that trying to open this yesterday, I dropped it like from my lap to the floor and then it rolled like 4 or 5 feet. And I was like, and I opened it and it was like a tiny, tiny bit cracked up here, but overall really good. So I pressed it a little bit and it didn't shatter. So I was really happy about that. So far so good. So far it's a high quality product in my book. So just a really quick swatch here. I've gone over, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I see why people are freaking out about this because like, that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. So what I'm going to do is just take my normal highlighting brush, which is the Sigma P82. I love this brush. It kind of came to my attention today. I'm just going to grab a fan brush for comparison. I use like a completely opposite brush for applying highlighter than most people do. This one's probably really good for like loose pigments or loose highlighters, but this I find to be so amazing for applying like these type of highlighters or the Amrezy highlighter. It has a fingertip-like application, which they say on the pack. Oh, there's powder coming off of there. And it's nice and firm, and it just applies like the perfect amount. It's really, really good. So I highly recommend picking up this Sigma P82 brush. Moving right into it, I'm just gonna swirl, not a whole lot, because the way that it swatched was like, whoa. And I'm just gonna press this lightly onto my temples here, and I'm kind of feeling for my orbital bone and just staying in that area. Same on the other side. Comes with a little tiny mirror, so nothing wrong with that. And that's a pretty banging highlighter, like, not gonna lie. Little here, wow. That's just what's left over on here. Like, wow. I get it. I get the hype. I wasn't like all into Fenty. It wasn't really calling to me. But then I went up and But then I went and grabbed the, the 2-in-1 liquid eye shimmer, the Island Bling. This is in Rainbow and Summer Fling, and I liked it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try a couple other products. This highlighter, obviously super highly raved about, as well as the gloss. These were two things that I was super curious about, and we will be chatting about this in just a minute. Now that I have my glow on, like, I am so impressed with this. Just gonna do a few really quick swatches for you. I've got 3 other gold type highlighters here that I wanna do a bit of comparison to, just swatch and see what the difference is, not only in like formula, texture, how they swatch, but also like the tone of gold. I find that like we buy so many gold highlighters and they're all completely different, which I kind of feel like is gonna happen right now, so I'm just really curious to see. So hopefully you are too. First up is Fenty Beauty. There we go. Looking good. Next, right beside it, I'm going to swatch the Amrezy by Anastasia. Whew. So pretty. So Amrezy, right here. Okay. Next, we're going to do the Wet n Wild MegaGlo. This is in the shade Golden Flower Crown. It's a little bit of a lighter gold shade, so not like that kind of yellow gold. Definitely not swatching as nicely, but still pretty good. Okay, so there's the Wet n Wild one right here. And lastly, I'm not really sure what shade in here I'm gonna use, but I really like this palette, and it's, you know, it says Stay Gold right here, so I kind of feel like there should be some good golds. So I'm just trying to see what shade in this palette to use, and I'm just trying to compare. I'm thinking maybe this is the closest, but not really. I don't know. We'll swatch that one just for fun. Ooh, that actually swatches like really, really nicely. But it's definitely more of a tawny color right here. So there you have it, just a couple of swatches for comparison. Starting here, we've got the Rihanna, and then here we have Amrezy. Here's Wet n Wild, and here is the darkest shade in the Highlight Beam highlighter palette from Kristin, Leann and Urban Decay. So kind of looking at these swatches, I'm pretty interested to see that the Fenty one is really, really close to the Wet n Wild one. So I'm gonna wipe these off really quickly and just do like a side-by-side comparison, just to see. Wow. All right, so these are the side-by-side swatches. This one here is Wet n Wild, and this one here is Fenty. So pretty similar. This one swatches a little bit more, with a little bit more difficulty than this one. This one's a much creamier formula, and I imagine this will apply much nicer than this one and might have a little bit more lasting power just based off, again, how they swatch. But tone and color-wise, this one does have a little bit more of a yellow tone to it, but this is really, really kind of similar. It has the same warmth to it. So if you're interested in like a good gold highlighter, but don't really want to spend $42 on the full size of this one, especially if you're not really keen on the Mean Money shade, maybe pick up the Wet n Wild in Golden Flower Crown. I think this is right around the $5 mark, so much, much less expensive than the Fenty, but you might just have to work with it a little bit differently to get it to perform up to par with something that's a little bit more higher end. Okay, so lastly, really quickly, I want to talk about the Fenty Beauty, the Gloss Bomb. This is a universal lip illuminizer, and like I have a million of these, but I was just really curious because people love this. And just looking at the shade inside the packaging, I know it's going to work for my skin tone. I know it's going to work for people with really light skin tones, as well as going to work for folks with really dark skin tones. It's just, I think it really is that universal color. So pulling out here is just a little tiny doe foot, and I have other lip product on. 1 second. So it's a little gloopy, but that's okay. We can work with that. Smells super, super good, like strawberries and cream. You guys know those Campino candies, the like white and pink swirly ones? I think they have like a peach one, a strawberry one. That's what this smells like. It's going on very, very nicely. It's not sticky. It's actually not sticky at all. Like for how gloopy it was when I pulled it out of the tube, that's nice. So shade-wise, it's pretty light on me. I was thinking it might be a little bit darker, but I feel like it just kind of melds into whatever color your lips already are. So just for interest's sake, here it is again. I'm gonna just swatch. Feel like it's gonna swatch really lightly. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like a nice mauve-y type color with a little bit of sheen to it for sure. It is a lip illuminizer, but not a lot. It's definitely not sparkly. It's not like anything like crazy. And I just sort of rubbed it out in my hand and it just gives like just a really nice finish. And again, not sticky at all. So that was just a really quick video, kind of like a first impressions about the Fenty Beauty, the Kilowatt Highlighter in Hustla, as well as the Universal Lip Illuminizer, the Gloss Bomb. Really like them both. Really glad I got the mini package, and we'll just see how this lasts. We'll see how it wears today, and I'll be back with an update in a couple weeks. That's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It absolutely means the world to me. If you could, please subscribe or like or something, that would be awesome. I would really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Aloha, everybody.